All right, stop, cut it. All right. Well, here we go, boys. First attempt at first start on the BMW. I do have the battery in. Positive and negative are connected. Just have a few other things to look over, and then I'm gonna turn the key. I got oil in it. Don't have coolant because the cooling system isn't done. So it's just gonna be a real quick, hopefully crank it, make sure the engine turns over, and see if we can get it to fire, and we'll go from there. Wish me luck. Drop my nut. Fuel hooked up, oil in the engine. I put fluid in the tranny. Batteries hooked up everywhere. Open headers. Yeah. Before I do the first start, I just want to turn the key on, make sure the Holley works, and that I got to run through their whole system, like all the pre-fire up checks. So let me do that. All right, so here's the screen. Key in. Let's see if this works. Oh, I saw something. Yep. All right, so that's good. Perform TPS auto set before startup. Don't think I'm getting fuel though. Now, ladies and gentlemen, should I have fuel pressure fixed? This should be the first start. Did we get fuel? Huh. I don't have any fuel pressure. Still no fuel pressure. What the heck? I figured since the fuel pump's dead and I need to do it, I might as well start kind of cleaning up this wiring now that I know that the Holley works and everything seems to work. I even got the fan to work, so that's all good to go too. Forgot to put the relay in the fan. That, ladies and gentlemen, easy, is pretty much the completed wiring setup. I'm going to throw in a couple zip ties here and there, but I fit pretty much everything inside this cover, inside the factory ECU box. So if you're looking at it from here, this looks pretty factory. I'm very, very happy with that. The only thing I'm not happy with is do we have no fuel pressure, because I need a new fuel pump, which sucks. Otherwise this thing would have been up and running tonight. But oh well, making progress. I'll see you guys whenever I get the new fuel pump, which for you will be about 5 seconds. Now that I figure out that this fuel pump I have in there doesn't work, it's dead, I got a Beachworks, I think I said that right, 240 liter per hour, actually a downgrade. I had this is a 255, I had a 340 in there. I don't need a 340 now because I'm not turboed and pushing 700 horsepower, so this is more than enough. So hopefully I can swap this right in without issue. And we'll see if we get fuel pressure. And hope that that fits in there, because I'm not sure that it will. All right, time to throw this in the car, see if that fixed the fueling issue. All right, it's sitting in there. Just got to connect the hoses, and then we'll do just a quick little flip of the key and make sure that this pump actually kicks on. Hopefully it does. Hose is connected. Time to connect the battery again and then prime it. All right, Mr. Fuel Pump. I heard it kick on. Well, it's working. We sprung a leak. Yeah. All right, stop, cut it. That pit. Got some pretty big fans out there. I think all these O-rings are bad. They're pretty hard. All right, changed a bunch of the O-rings on the injectors. Hopefully that fixes it. All right. Oh. My paint. Think fuel was good. I think it's time for the first start. Well, here goes nothing. It started. So it's the next day. Kind of had the car running as you saw there, but it wasn't running right. Getting a lot of backfire, wouldn't idle, etc. So I think maybe the coil pack harness was swapped. I don't know. So right now I have it apart again. I swapped the coil packs. That should fix it, because a couple of these manifold runners weren't getting hot. So I checked spark, have spark. That's all good to go. So I swapped the coil pack harnesses as a suggestion from someone on Facebook, and see if that fixes it. It works! I fixed it! Well, it's running and idling fairly well. I'm not going to let it idle longer because there's no coolant in it yet. I got to finish the coolant system. If you see here, I do have my reservoir mounted here. It's just some flat bar aluminum stock molded around this with some, I just have some rubber inside it to keep it nice and snug. And it is nice and snug. It's mounted off of the bolt for one of the idlers there. And then the longer bolt you see there is actually what clamps it and keeps it in there, and it is nice and solid. I like the location because over here is going to be the intake. So I have this all hooked up, ready to go. The only thing I'm missing is the steam port. I did drill and tap this to a quarter NPT, and that's just going to do a 90 and shoot right there to the steam port. So I think that'll work nicely. And this is high enough where it's above the radiator. So once that's done and I have that hooked up, I can fill it with coolant. And then once I fill it with coolant, I can really let it idle, try to get it to learn, see what else I need to do. But it's all ready to go, pretty much. Just need to measure for the drive shaft, get that shortened, solid. And you see over here, I did get those heat shrink clamps finally, the Gates Power Grip ones, so I don't have a whole bunch of clamps here. I kept regular metal style clamps where the hoses meet where I have to possibly remove it. So here, it's just molded into one. I do have a clamp there, and then there's a clamp on the bottom of that. And then obviously up here I have this molded together clamp, and then those two clamps. So the cooling system is good, other than that one AN fitting. Just need to build the intake, and the engine bay is pretty much good to go. I was able to get the car to idle a whole lot better, which you'll see in a few minutes. The issue was these aren't LS1 injectors. It's going to be hard to see, but I'll at least show you part of it. These are actually out of, well, they're stamped with Ford, but they are, from the part numbers on there, it looks like they're about 30 pound an hour injectors. So I had to custom input their values into the Holley Terminator software. And once I did that, it's idling and running a lot better. Now I'm not going to let it run long because, for one, I don't need to wake all the neighbors up in the early morning hours, and two, I don't have the whole exhaust on, so the O2 sensor I think is getting a lot of weird values because it's basically out in the open, because it's at the end of the header, and after the header there's no exhaust. So I'll just fire it for you guys quick, and you can just see, I mean, it starts right up. Merr. My goodness, that is so loud. But either way, you can see, I mean, the turn of the key, I mean, it just, whoo, fires right up. No problem at all. So once I got the injector leaks fixed and the fuel pump fixed and put in the injector values, got all that stuff done, I mean, it's running great. Once I get the whole exhaust on there, then I'll be able to let it run and kind of warm up and see if we can get some temperature through it, see what the idle is like, and go from there, and then go for its first test drive. So the next video, I have some things to finish up. I gotta put the whole interior back together because it is an absolute disaster right now. I have to get the drive shaft shortened and balanced, install that. You gotta do put the whole exhaust on, make sure that fits, because I'm not sure it's gonna fit. I don't know, I bought it used. And then I gotta finish the cooling system. I got some wiring to finish. I got a whole bunch of things to do. It's not going to be that hard, it's just going to take a good bit of time. So next video will be a couple little things I finish up and then first drive. So I'm really excited for that, if you couldn't tell already. But I mean, I've been working on this for almost a year now. I've had the car since I was, 18 years old. So this is pretty awesome, guys. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.